Hello, everybody, and welcome to the show. Now, with the NBA season behind us, every team can turn their full attention to next year, and one of the first steps comes on draft night. Today, we will bring you our exclusive access from the 2008 NBA Draft. And we will have the personal stories of some of this year's top prospects, and we'll take you right inside the draft night strategy session of one NBA team to see how they made their decisions. But we begin with the player who was the top college point guard in the country last season, Derrick Rose. As a freshman, Derrick put the Memphis Tigers on his back, driving them all the way to the national championship game. He also displayed a full range of talents that would make him one of the prize picks in this year's draft.
Well, he's a 6'4" freak athlete. I think everybody's licking their chops on a guy like a Derrick Rose because it's almost like the 7'2" center, the 6'4" point guard who's that strong and that athletic comes along very, very rarely in the pros, and I think that's why he's going to be considered as the #1 pick.
Here's a steal by Derrick Rose. He can get up in a hurry.
When I went to Memphis, Coach Cal, he really helped me a lot, getting my IQ higher and just getting my all-around game better.
Rose for three from the wing, got it. Derrick Rose.
He has a lot of great, attributes, and it's only going to get better at the next level when he really get opportunity to work on his game more, his outside shot more, and really get dedicated to the gym.
Knowing all eyes would be on him during draft night, Rose made sure he'd be ready to live up to all the high expectations.
Come on, be an all-star. Let's go. Be an all-star. Let's go.
I've noticed his work ethic from the beginning. He's like a perfectionist because he considers this his job and he wants to come here and be a professional. He told me the first day, I'm a professional. I got to do this the correct way.
That's just part of my personality. I just want to be perfect, really. My jump shot wrong or something like that, layup wrong. I just want people to tell me.
Derrick's journey to the NBA began on the tough streets of Inglewood on Chicago's South Side. Growing up here meant facing a lot of distractions and negative influences.
There's been times that he wanted to go down another path, and we like, hey, Derrick, no. We set him down collectively, and there have been many times we all cried in our front room together.
Intent on keeping Derrick on the straight and narrow, his three older brothers formed a protective wall around him, while also offering their own version of tough love.
I really can't do too much around here, or everybody will know, or they'll try to tell my brother, so I was scared I was going to get a beating or something like that.
We done seen these streets, been up and down these streets, and we know a lot of people. They led us a nice foundation where if he did anything, it'd come back to me, it'd come back to Reginald, or it'd come back to Allen.
At the time, I was mad, but I know if I listen to him, that I'll be on the right road.
When it comes to Derrick and our family, it's about love, and that's something you can't break. And that's the wall we done built. It's a wall of love.
The city of Chicago formed the backdrop for Derrick's past, but would also loom large in his future. While at a viewing party for the draft lottery, Rose let off some competitive steam without any idea about what was about to unfold.
Yeah! Game, baby, you know what I'm saying? I told you. I was going to win.
The lottery began without any surprises, but then the events took a dramatic turn.
The 9th pick will be made by the Charlotte Bobcats.
That means that the Chicago Bulls have moved up into the top 3.
The Bulls had a less than 2% chance at the top pick, but at this point, the Chicago native started wondering about the possibility of playing in his hometown.
Please say, I hope.
And then there were 3.
The 3rd pick in this year's draft will be made by the Minnesota Timberwolves.
Dog.
The 2nd pick goes to the Miami Heat. And that means the #1 pick in the 2008 NBA draft will be made by the Chicago Bulls.
The Chicago Bulls haven't filled their head coaching vacancy yet, but they will have the #1 pick.
I gotta call my brother. As long as I'm in the NBA, I'm happy, though. As long as I'm there, I'm happy, and hopefully my family happy for me. I'll talk to you in a little while.
For many players, the possibility of being drafted #1 by their hometown team might seem overwhelming. But for Derrick Rose, pressure is a matter of perspective.
Inglewood is pressure. I don't think this would be pressure for him to come play for the Chicago Bulls.
It'll be great.
just to have the opportunity to be here. Like I said, where it started.
I will never forget where I came from. I'm glad to say I'm from Chicago. But I wouldn't want to be nowhere else but from here.
When it happened, I'd be proud of him because what he came from. And I know how hard it is out here, so I'll be very proud. I'm very proud of Nando. So.
So it's a game we play with Michael where he can make up to 5 shots in 7 spots. And we add the total amount at the end, so you're going to take them till you miss. Take them till you miss. So you got 5. 1. 2. Next spot, you got 2. How many can you get 7 spots? 3. 4. 5, 6. Next spot, you got 6 in 2 spots. Represent your face, get up. 7. Next spot, 7, 8, 9. Nope. 10, 11, lift it, get up, next spot, 11, next spot, next spot, 11, let's go, 11 out of 35, let's go, we'll go again, 2, 3, 4, excellent, 5, drop. Now to the next, I'll go, next spot, go 5. Get some 1, 2, 4. 7. 8, 9, 10. 15, good job. 2 more shots, 15, let's go. There you go. 19. Yes, get up. 19, let's go. Got 19. 20. 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, good job. That's where you shoot the ball. 35, good job.
What we try to accomplish with Jimmy's box jumps is, again, working on his single leg explosiveness, jumping on the box safely, and then jumping off the box is the progression that we have to go through. 3 sets of 3 reps each leg is the prescribed sets of reps for that.
The athletic ability.
For kettlebell RDLs, again, making sure that his chest is up, his toe is pointed down as he's hinging at his hips to come down on the single leg RDLs. Opposite hand, opposite leg is the goal. 5 reps each leg for 3 sets is what we have to do with Jimmy.
those different players, you know, they have so many great players in LA that make it to the NBA, that played in the NBA at some point, you know, playing one gym for the community. You know, I think we all do this in the summertime for the people that don't get to see us play up close. So, you know, they have a great thing going over there at the Drew League, and I was excited and I was glad I had the opportunity to play in front of them. Berry Farms is my home, man. It's kind of like where I grew up playing outside.
Game 2 will be right here on Wednesday.
Kind of molded me into the player I am. You know, gave me a lot of toughness that built up over time, and just, you know, maybe into that fierce competitor that I am today.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Watch the screen. Watch the screen.
And you can see me out there, you know, talking trash with the people. A few guys, you know, from Berry Farms, Omar Weaver, he's always tough for me. My brother Cliff Dixon he always plays well against me, so I want him to do so well, and I think the only way he's going to continue to grow is if I go at him every day, and likewise, because he plays great defense. You're not going to see a guy 6'9" that can move his feet like that all the time, so I got to take advantage of that opportunity to try to score as much as I can on him. So that's why I always put the pressure on him and try to get to the free throw line, try to score and use different moves.
Hey, look, I know how to get under Kevin's skin, right? Watch how mad they get when I play defense on them and I start fouling them and they don't call it. He gonna be mad, he gonna be pissed off. Watch. He gonna get mad at me and the referee. Watch this game. It's gonna be a good game.
Drama up 13-7.
By far, you know, record was the most memorable moment to me. You know, because, you know, you watch it as a kid. Growing up, I used to watch it on NBA TV all the time. I had the And1 DVDs when they used to play at Rucker Park. And I think that, you know, going in there and showcasing my skills is something I always wanted to do. And for them to accept me like they did, I felt so good and gave me a lot of confidence. So I had fun. You know, hopefully I go back next year. Toughest one I played with was Pro City in New York. It's because it was more structured like an NBA game. They were playing zone and they were double teaming and triple teaming. Of course, you know, in summer league you really don't want to see that, but those guys were trying to win. So it made me think a little bit more than other leagues, you know, because most of it is just one-on-one play. But they were playing zone, so it was tough to kind of get in the rhythm. But I found my way and we won the game.
Goodman League for Life is going to drop for the August 20th game. Trinity College. I don't need to say no more. I'm going to let KD do the work. We're going to tear that ass up, so I'll say that.
August 20th, man. Be there. Be square. Much anticipated, man. Biggest game in the city. We got all DC dudes on our mob. I don't know who they got, but we'll be ready the 20th. That's coming from me. I damn near set this whole game up. But you'll see me there.
I don't want to talk too long. I ain't got no Twitter or no Facebook, nothing like that, so I can't really talk. This is gonna be my trash talk. Goodman League, you know, the best league in the football. The Drew League is okay, but they play indoors, man. I don't know nothing about this hard life. You from the streets out here, man. Nah, I'm saying. Nah, but for real, we gonna dog. I stamp that. I promise that. We gonna get the winners guaranteed. Be easy. We signing up.
Hey, Miles Beasley, this is Dino Smiley here with Craig Smith. We got your message about the big game in D.C. and what you're going to do to our guys.
So we're going to come out there and we're going to make it happen. We hear a lot of smack talk going on. A lot of cats ain't even from D.C. We got a lot of cats from L.A. though, that's representing. But get the whole region in, because I guess it makes up the whole state of California, right?
That's right.
We ready.
And the thing is, like we say, all our guys are right here in L.A. and they play in the Drew League. Greg is real sweaty. He just got through playing in the Drew League. So that means we're coming out there, you only got 13 days, man. You know, when you knock on a door so many times, somebody's going to answer. And we're coming to answer on the 20th.
I'm front door. I answer all my doors.
It's 20th. It's on, Dino Smiley. Mano y mano.
Give us a clap before the start. Give us a about 15 3-pointers. I hope they all go in.
James. Hey, baby. Hey. Oh, you like that?
Y'all got no tights or nothing on?
No tights?
I need some tights.
You didn't bring no
Don't get him on that. I'm glad that first baby. Every time I see you, bro. You got one, man. I ain't going up in no. I'm motivated. I understand. Hey, I see.
Like I was just telling my man here, this is home for me. I grew up like 10 minutes from here, down on 20th Street. So this is home for me. You know, so for me to have an opportunity to see DC repping like this against LA, it's great. It's great. I'm glad to see some of the young guys like Kevin and John come in and play. See the guys from LA come. You know, all credit to them for coming out, man. Because I think, you know, especially the young kids, they need to see the star players come out, you know. They need to see these guys come out and show that they love to play. They'll play anywhere, they'll play anybody, anytime. And they need to see that because these guys are role models, you know. They are role models for the community and for just young people generally. So I hope that this is the beginning of something where you see more of these summer league kind of get-togethers. New York, Philly, DC, Atlanta, Chicago. There's more than enough ball for everybody. So hopefully this will be the start of something. I hope so.
Once I went out to LA for the Drew League, their commissioner came up to me and asked me what, you know, they heard we had one of the best leagues in the country. So they asked, you know, since I got good ties with those LA guys, he asked me if we wanted to play a game, and of course I said yes. And him and Miles got on the phone since, you know, I want to say end of May, beginning of June. They just started, you know, talking and figured out a date, and everything came to fruition on the 20th, and you know, it was so much fun. big brothers in me since I came into this league. I've been knowing Carmelo since I was in high school, CP since I was in high school, and LeBron the same since I was in high school too. So they kind of watched me grow up in this league, and I'm trying to get to the level they are as players, and I think I can do that by just continuing to keep working hard, keep asking for advice from different guys, and I try to, I can't think that I know everything on my own. Try to ask advice and try to learn that way. So I try to pull different, things from each of those guys' games, even Chris Paul, him being the point guard. But it was fun playing against him. Especially having LeBron come down to Maryland, where I'm from, and Carmelo's from. To see our people and play in front of our people is very special because it's something they really don't get to see too much. And CP, he always down here in DC as well, so it was fun.
Welcome to Baltimore.
I got so much respect for LeBron. I think he's probably the best player in the league. Him and Kobe is kind of like neck and neck of the best players in the league. And, it's my opportunity to get better, so I had to take advantage of it. It's not normally, in the summertime you get to play against great players like that. So it's all about taking advantage, and that's what I try to do.
You gotta get the suit, man. Dad, you got a bag like that? You got a bag? Y'all gonna get, huh? You got a bag like that? Nah, so you can't, that guy gotta put to the bag, man. Y'all tripping. You got them big. It's ours, man. It's not don't know how to right from the left. Look at this man. What time we leaving tomorrow, yeah? Tomorrow? Yeah. Tomorrow's Sunday. Yeah.
What's up, y'all? About to head out to practice. This is the day in the life of Seth Curry. Follow me. D-League, travel is tough, so especially when you have so many games in a row like we do. We got a home game, then we go on the road and play a back-to-back where we have to travel the next day, come back and play at home. I think preparing for that, you got to take care of your body.
It's a light workout, lift before practice, try to get myself warmed up a little bit.
One of the things I liked about Seth is that when he comes in and works with workout every day, stay focused, moving through the workout, getting his blood pressure up, getting everything ready for the day ahead in practice.
Today it was more of a lighter day in practice. Came in, got some shots up, ran through some the other team's plays we're going to play tomorrow, try to get familiar with their play sets and how we're going to guard them. Get ready for end-of-game situations, like say we need a last-second shot or something like that. We went over those type of plays. I try to be as aggressive as I can, whether it's here in the D-League or in the NBA. I mean, teams are going to call me up for what I do. And that's shooting the ball, being aggressive, being a scoring type point guard. And when I'm up there in the NBA or in the D-League, I'm playing the exact same way, have the same mindset. And that's one of being aggressive, having no fear, and trying to make as many plays as I can. One of the foundations of my game is my three-point shot. When you get in the gym every day, you have to work on it. And I mean, I shoot all types of different threes, whether it's off the dribbles, step backs, in transition, stand still type shots. And I mean, that's stuff you work on in practice and when you're scrimmaging and things like that. So when you get to the game, people know that's what you do. I think growing up watching my dad, he was a kind of a three-point specialist when he played in the NBA. So I always wanted to be like him, shoot deep shots and things like that. But early on when I was younger and I wasn't really strong enough to shoot threes, my dad wouldn't let me and my brother shoot from outside the paint. We had to work on our form. I think having that solid foundation of shooting the right way and then getting better from longer distances allow you to be a good three-point shooter. Growing up, I always looked up to my brother, whether it's video games, schoolwork, basketball, whatever it is, sports. I mean, we always competed, and I think he made me better growing up, and I made him better. It's good to have somebody that you can talk about life and somebody that me personally I can look up to and strive to be where he's at. Some people get to the professional level, spend too much time being around the game, they kind of get tired of it and think of it more as a job. But for me, it's always fun. I mean, even though it is a job now and it's very serious, this is my dream my whole life, to be able to play basketball for a living every day, and being able to do that is a blessing.
Every time we get on the court, we always like to use a little warm-up drill, so we call it 5 spots, 5 shots, where we will make 25 shots just to get him into a nice rhythm. One of the things we try to do is get Kevin to be in a sitting position instead of standing very vertical. We call it loading into your shot. So we try to get him into a shot-ready position and try to get his feet moving into every shot until he completes his 5 spots, 5 makes. With Kevin's feet, he has a tendency to shoot very narrow sometimes, so we try to get his base to be a little bit more wide and a little bit more shoulder width to where when he gets into his shot, he's in more of a power position. So at the top of his shot, we try to get Kevin not leaning backwards. We want him to finish upright and vertical and finish towards the basket to where his shots are not short. Sometimes he does have a tendency to shoot a little bit flat, and that's because he leans back or he might lift his head. So we try to get him staying vertical and shooting forward a little bit more to where he gets to the back of the rim.
A time-honored Poly tradition by Coach Ty Burford makes sure Poly doesn't forget where their strength comes from.
There comes a time before you go into battle, before you play your game, you got to settle your mind. And on the way up here, we watched a few videos, but one video you saw that 2008
I've always enjoyed waking up and eating breakfast. That's something that I learned from an early age, that you have to start off your day right. So no matter what I'm doing in the morning, I always find something to eat. Like this morning, I ate a bagel and a banana and drank some orange juice. So it's important to give your body that nutrition because, you've been asleep this whole time and you probably didn't eat right before you went to bed. So it's almost 10 to 12 hours since the last time you ate. Well, I'm huge on making sure that I have at least 1 green vegetable per day. So usually I try to eat a salad at lunch along with my meal, or something green. I really enjoy green beans. That's my favorite green vegetable right now. But that's like the major point, is that I was always taught as a kid that you always eat something green and make sure that your plate is colorful. Make sure that it's not all the same, same thing or the same color, because it's crucial for your body to get what it needs to perform at the highest level. I think that everybody goes through that in college, especially, when the easiest thing is to drive through the drive-thru and get fast food. I will not say that I never, ever have fast food, because that would be telling you a lie, but, I think you definitely should limit, the amount of fried food that you have. My husband and I kind of go by the whole, you can have fried food once, maybe twice a week, because I think it is important that you are able to cheat a little bit, because otherwise you'll cheat a lot. So, we try to give ourselves, cheat night, which is like, you have fried food and then you have, you're able to have dessert, or, dessert 2 times a week, fried food once. So that's what we try to do, because it's important for you to stay healthy and avoid those fried foods.
This is Leslie Bonsi, sports dietitian, and today we're going to talk about what to do if you don't drink milk. Let's face it, not everybody likes it. Some people are allergic to it. Some people don't tolerate it well. However, one of the things about milk is it's more than just a beverage. It's food in a glass. It provides protein. It provides calcium. So if that's something that you choose not to include, what will you do instead? Well, the good news is that there's lots of different milks that might be plant-based milk that you might want to use. For instance, soy milk is actually very comparable to cow's milk in terms of the amount of protein it has in it for the same given portion size. One of the milks that's very, very popular right now is almond milk. People love the taste. But I will tell you that the amount of protein in almond milk is very minimal. So if you do use this, you're going to have to be a little bit more creative about getting your protein needs met. The other one is hemp milk. And hemp, actually made from hemp seeds, has a higher amount of protein to it, so it's just an option if you say, I don't want to use a regular milk, I'm going to use one of these things instead. Now, the other thing we want to be careful about is that milk is a source of calcium. So if you're not going to consume cow's milk, you want to get your calcium needs met. And so one of the ways of doing that is doing a calcium supplement. There's lots of different options out there that can help you to get your needs met. Or sometimes people use calcium fortified foods. For instance, you could buy a calcium fortified orange juice. That would help get your calcium needs met. Even things like corn tortillas, surprisingly, they have a lot of calcium in it. But just remember that milk is really that perfect package of protein and calcium together. So if that's something that's not going to be in your glass, you've got to find other ways to fill that glass to make sure at the end of the day your body has what it needs. Please be sure to check back next week for more nutrition tips on Stack.com.
I had an okay year this year, some ups and downs, but I'm really excited for this up and coming season.
We've talked about even during the season that this offseason is going to be the best offseason he's ever had. Last offseason he had labrum surgery, so he missed probably 3/4 of his offseason. So it was a kind of a wash year. But this year he's really determined to make up for lost time, and going to his third year in the NBA, it's a really important year. Really excited to really show him that he really wants to be the best he can be.
Last summer I barely got a chance to work out. I was sitting around a lot. This summer has been great. I've already worked out a ton. I still have a lot of time left to, get better and, to get stronger and to keep working.
Well, he's a determined athlete. He's determined. He wants to be really good for, obviously his teammates. His competitive nature really kicks in the weight room. He's made leaps and bounds. He's benched more than he's ever benched in his life. He's spirited. He's enthusiastic about it because he sees the results.
It's a long season. Your body wears down. So I'm really trying to prepare my body for the long season.
Strength is a big thing. Strength in the weight room. Strength and endurance is a big thing. And then obviously, he's working through his jump shot and really put a lot of time into that. We have a goal to make 500 jump shots a day on weekdays, and on Saturdays we make 700 shots.
My stepfather, introduced me to the game. I just love watching it. I always wanted to play, and as soon as I started, I pretty much fell in love with it. I wouldn't be the player I am, I don't think, without them. And transitioning can be really tough, especially going from high school to the Division I college level and then to the NBA. The transitions are huge steps. So they've made those steps smaller and really broke them down to me and showed me how to get better at each level. I'm really interested to see how my play is next year. I just want people to think of me as somebody special. I want them to think that every time I step on the floor, I played my hardest, and I did everything for my team to win.
I am a flexible eating athlete. I don't want to be super strict, stresses you out. You constantly think about what you're eating. For breakfast, I usually eat like an omelet, egg white omelet, or oatmeal. For lunch, grilled chicken, or tilapia salmon, brown rice, or quinoa, or sweet potatoes. After a workout, I immediately drink Rock and Refuel. It's great for recovery. I think it's so important to get that in right after. I have a sweet tooth, but recently I picked up trail mix. That's my snack. It's trail mix or almonds or fruit. For dinner, usually the same, like fish or chicken and a salad or asparagus. We have a game. That's when I eat my carbs, like a pasta Alfredo, like shrimp Alfredo. That's all we had in college. Pre-game, they provided it. So I got kind of used to that. So I just kept it going in the WNBA.
Sports fans here in Cleveland will cherish the return of LeBron. He pulls it out. Off with another rebound. Outlets LeBron. And he is fouled. Turns it over. Luke Rittenauer shovels it ahead to Gordon. Gordon!
Rubio attacking. Wiggins. The triple for Andrew Wiggins. He got set on foul trouble in the first half. It comes up. This has it knocked away. Levine looking at an open floor. Nobody's going to beat him down. Kevin Love with a great defensive play. Nice finish. Irving and James with a beautiful connection. The time LeBron missing. You got time here now. You can get a shot. Johnson launches from midcourt. Got it! Yes. Long and slam. Moscow at the basket and Kyrie. Patterson quickly, T. Ross, yes! Curry, oh, it's ready to go! Bruising ankle! Robertson with the big block, and how about the thread the needle pass from KD to Russell, and a showtime finish! 6% of his shots over the last 5, the Bucks take it away, yes! Throws the crowd in the big... Oladipo. Rebounded by Gordon Jang. Gordon, 8 rebounds already. Zach LaVine ready for the dunk contest, folks.
And now this for Curry's threes. Free throws into the free throws right at the buzzer.
Westbrook. Oh, it goes in. Just that rough night shooting the basketball. He's 0-9 from the field. From the steal. And Thompson sets his feet. And Thompson triple. And Thompson 3. Klay Thompson 5 for 5 including 3 threes. And that's a deep one. He's trying to deny Klay the ball. Barely in his hands. And right in the bucket. 7 of 10 on threes. 32 in the game. And Klay 8 for 8. Keep finding Klay Thompson to the rim again. A 24-point quarter. Klay 3. Standing. Klay driving again. Good! Oh, you're kidding me! Give it to him again. He's got it. His 3. Klay again. His 3.
Rose comes up with the Bradley turnover.
Whoa! There's a trap on Harden. Steal by Payton. The ball's loose. Payton to Oladipo. Here he goes. 360. Yes, sir.
It's a luxury to have coming off that bench. He steadies your second unit, and he's a guy that can play with your stars.
Crawford. That's good. defense by Zeller. That really cut down the room inside. Gilchrist hurries it into front court. Henderson now. Oh, that's what he is!
Lob underneath.
Draymond breaking on the rebound. Hibbert is behind the play. Hibbert. And Curry hits a three. The 1,000th career three for Steph Curry. Ladies and gentlemen.
Really got to do make Kevin Durant play on both ends. Westbrook.
Goodness gracious. It will be Kyrie Irving all the way for two. What a play by Irving. He gives you a move with every part of his body.
Curly Hill is somewhere saying, yeah, I like that. I used to do that for a long time. But look at this ball, man. And then they finish with that.
He's got it in. Three defending. What a three! Ginobili on the ball. Kyrie, a three. He got it at the buzzer. They check it out. It's a tie game at the end of regulation. 5 of 5 three-point shooting for Kyrie Irving. What a shot from 46 tonight. Irving with another 3 and 49. Kyrie Irving. Another triple. Every chance still tonight for Kyrie Irving.
All right. Win on the line. Stevenson to take it.
Smart looking. Loops it into Zeller. Zeller the catch. Yes! Score the bucket!
Walker down the lane. Drive, shoots, scores! Game over! Kemba Walker with a walk-off lay-in.
Wow. Foul again, and they try it, but they can't get it.
Catch and shoot. That's all you got. Lob for Lee. Yes! 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 Will count. Yes!
They flip it to the rim. Score the basket. We'll guard the inbound pass.
Adams cannot let them get a direct pass into Anthony Davis over there.
Very close to a 5-second count. Davis at the buzzer for the win. And the Pelicans defeat the Thunder. to Gortat. Curry splits the defense behind the back. Fires a three. Oh, he puts it in. What a spectacular move.
Chance for the final shot. Ellington with the game tied. Ellington turns, looks, scoops, Thompson is going to win the game most likely with a layup with .7.
Butler bobbing on the sideline. That's Gibson with the shot. Walker, but it's blocked by Gasol. Great timing. And he is fouled.
Thompson, Barnes out there. Curry coming off the screen. It goes to Barnes, who moves inside. Got it! Beats the buzzer. .4. Phoenix will inbound. It goes to Warren. Long shot. Golden State wins.
Into Thomas. Thomas. Put out and in. Marcus Smart at the buzzer. It goes in. Smith puts it up. Oh, he puts it in! J.R. Smith at the buzzer! Got it in States. He launches. Bang it down from half court!
Can't finish it. And Portland can cut this to single digits. Plenty of time left. Lob and slam! It's Blake to Leonard.
Running into 2 now 1. Reggie Jackson with a scoop. Sensational.
Walker. Good switch by Udonis. And Tang with a rebound. Well, the Hornets going on 5 minutes without a score. That's one in the right place at the right time. A 3 by Steph. And Curry knocks one down. Another 3. Curry has set up a couple of bombs in Golden State. Curry 3. Got it! He ties the all-time record that he set a couple years ago. Grabs the ball just off the bench. Ahead it goes. The outlet to Curry. He'll tee up the 3 for the record. He got it! All-time NBA record. 273 made three-point shots. Curry got it. Oh, he's got the stroke tonight. Stephen Curry.